power of resonance, a little bit out dissonance, raising pillars of society on the notion and promotion. Life is better like this, life is better like that, more on the conscious mind, so let's unveil the blind. Change, change, change is the name of the game, game, game. I said change, 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 jump on the train, I gotta jump on the train. We had the technology, but suffering learned apathy. To 50 years ago, split water into HHO. Take our power back and return to our responsive self. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But what good would that do to all the few who really knew nothing of harmony? Change, change, change is the name of the game, game, game. I said change, change, change. I gotta jump on the train, I gotta jump on the train. Change, change, change is the name of the game, game, game. I said change, change, change. Oh, I gotta jump on the train, train, train. Train, train, train. Whoa, 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 whoa. Change, change, change. I gotta jump on the train, I gotta jump on the train. Jump on the train, train, train. Life is better like that. I said change, 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 change. I've gotta jump on the train, gotta jump on the train.
Hey guys, welcome to this first episode of the Foxden Sessions. We're here in Foxden Studios and I'm joined by the very talented Dan Wolsner. How are you, Dan?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So we've just had a fantastic jam on that great song of yours, and I just want to get you to tell our viewers about the song.
All right.
Did that.
Okay. It is written. I actually don't know when I wrote it. I'd say anywhere between 2 and 4 years ago, and it was one of the first songs where I put conscious thought into talk about something that I felt strongly about, or in this case, social messages, but try to be uplifting at the same time. Sort of, I don't know. I guess it resonates with my personality to not be too absolute on one side. Like if I have any social commentary, then there'll be a level of uplifting something in there, and that's usually how I feel about life and how I approach things. So I guess that was one of the first songs where I had more of a political type of writing in terms of lyrics. Musically, however, this hook came about when I lived in Sweden around 2006, 2007, when I was playing in a band over there called Simsoak. We were gigging a bit, and that was a jam that we did in the studio that never really made the album or anything, and had completely different lyrics, different melody in Swedish.
Yeah. What was the Swedish lyric on that hook?
Every step you take, the lyrics in the chorus, every step you take, something, I can't actually remember it, but it was something like, every step you take, we're with you, kind of, also very uplifting, but definitely not political or anything like that, quite light.
And can you sing the hook for us in Svensk?
Varje steg du tar.
Sounds a bit more like an R&B kind of boy band.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So you took it on a journey, that song.
Yeah, and to be honest, that the melody and the lyrics was just a creation of the three of us, the two front guys and myself in the studio.
Yeah.
Playing around. So what's actually interesting, I guess, with the creation of the song is that hook has been in my mind for now almost 10 years, almost a decade.
Right. Yeah, finally got it out.
Finally got it out. and it's evolved, and it's come out on the other side now, where I'm now with my musical influences now. And it's really I've really found a good use for it today as opposed to back then.
When you were a bit lost with it.
Maybe, yeah, or just a bit unexplored,
Yeah. So, as a songwriter, when you looking back on an idea from 10 years ago, what does that actually look like? I mean, have you got it written down? Have you notated it? Have you got an old cassette recording, or does it just live in your head?
Yeah, it just lives in my head.
Yeah. Right.
I think because I wrote it in terms of the hook, rather than analyzing what I was doing rhythmically to make it sound like that, it was more of a feel. It's a feel, like the part itself is to me, I guess, is a feel that I can recreate if I find the feel. If I find the vibe, I find the part.
Yeah.
So I never did write it down or anything. I just, I've always been quite a percussive pianist. Like I've always thought in rhythmical terms when I play, and when I play in band situations especially. I've done a lot of studio work, so when you think as a producer as well, you sort of think functionally.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I think it's had found its best application now. I can't answer for the future what my music is going to sound like in 5 or 10 years, of course, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, always,
that really
always
is.
Changing.
And never worry, like just write and put out and accept that just represents you today and everything that leads up to today. And don't worry about what it doesn't represent in the future you, in the person you want to be. It's okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Separate them and be okay with that. And
it's an expression of you now.
Yeah. And that I have to tell myself that.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of emotional connection to I don't have ego so much in that sense, but I want it to sound fantastic. If I'm going to write it, and it's going to sound great.
Yeah.
Anything
Well, I think
To
you
me-
know
to me.
there's you know the stories you hear about a lot of the greats in music. They're all perfectionists, you
Yeah.
know, and it is
Slightly obsessive.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good to be obsessed enough to really try to get it the best it can be, and that's the artist's pursuit, I think, and
Yeah.
that's sort of the artist's burden as well,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
emotional burden.
Sure.
So, do you think that these lyrics now for this song that's gone through many stages? Do you think these lyrics are the most sort of connected with that feel that you
Yes.
were looking for, and that's the key?
110%.
Mm.
I'll tell you why too.
Yeah, tell me.
Because to me, the feel, the riff and the hook is very bluesy. It's
There's a lot of
pentatonic.
emotion in the way you sing it.
Yeah, that's cool, and that's
Yeah.
great. I think it's come together nicely. So the lyrics is that sort of workers living in a recession, talking about change. Change is really needed, but they're singing out of from the same place that blues emerged from, and why they were singing the blues.
Yeah.
To really let that emotion out somehow and
And
establish a connection between each other.
what would you say was the birthplace of the blues? You know, what experience at least in your
Slavery, cotton fields,
Yeah.
Having your freedom taken away from you, mainly
Right.
as the
Yes.
center of
Yes.
it, right? And
Yeah.
so these men and women had to work 2-3 jobs and still couldn't pay for their family. So they had a lot to complain about, no doubt. And it came out in music, and that's sort of how soul, urban music and soul emerged, as opposed to maybe R&B and gospel in that world was more religiously connected.
Yeah.
Soul was a bit more reality and life and practical
Yeah.
things and relationship strains and everything that was tough because of the economic difficulty. Very real stuff. So
Yeah.
that, for me, the lyrics are very soul, very urban
Mm-hmm.
in that sense. Talking about change,
The common struggle.
the common struggle, and so the hook itself, vibes to me very 70s, very funk.
Hey, mate, as soon as you mention a train, you're
Right.
taking us back, you know?
Right.
Love Train, the Soul Train, the Peace Train.
Right.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. There was
Absolutely.
a lot of trains back in
And all the
days.
artists that were on the Soul Train
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, yeah.
But that wasn't current in my mind when writing. But it was cool how automatically my mind went to that sort of message as the most suitable for the music and what the music is. The music is first it's straight 16ths, like
Yeah.
it's got quite a driving, without being too subdivided.
Yeah,
That's
the
that's
implied
there.
rhythm.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah.
It's in your piano playing. That's where the 16ths are coming in. Is in that particularly in that piano solo and your fills. You know, you make up a lot of the percussive fills of the track where we don't have a live drummer here with us today. You're playing rhythmic fills on the piano. I like that. It's good. It's filling the space in an appropriate way.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. That's exactly it, and a lot of it comes out without thought, I guess, in the moment. You know,
Yeah.
you just.
I'm sure you did all the thinking when you were a lot younger.
Yeah, sure.
Starting out,
A lot of that.
why isn't this right? What am I doing
Sure.
wrong? What did he do?
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, the more you work at it, the more instinctive the stuff becomes.
Exactly. It becomes an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So the lyrics came together nicely with the music. I feel that it's got that. I don't know.
Bit of magic.
Somehow, yeah. I don't know. I haven't even. It's sort of emerged. Like a lot of people are saying when they're the most creative, feels like they're just channeling something that already existed.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you know, the sculptor chiseling away the all the unwanted bits and
Sure.
just being left with the sculpture of David that was already there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, it came together nicely.
Yeah, cool.
I'm
So this was a live in studio arrangement that we just threw together on the fly.
Yeah.
But can our viewers hear a studio recording of this in the future, or are there other versions that they can look forward to or check out now?
Sure. There are going to be 2 versions of this song.
Two more versions.
No, two more versions. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
right. So there's one existing one that is in the workings at the moment, which is for Vinnie Perry's PhD.
Yeah.
He's an excellent drummer, and
And I'm sure, if not already, our viewers will be seeing a bit of Vinny on the show in the future. He's going to be coming in and working with me, and we're going to have an episode on his project in particular.
Excellent. Yeah, awesome. And it's really exciting what he's doing. It's very few people who are attempting to do it on an academic level. The PhD is about putting together an album that applies the knowledge from history,
Mm-hmm.
Motown in particular. In this case, he's learned from the Motown process,
Yeah.
and he's chosen people to contribute songs, 2 songs each, 4 or 5 writers, and so I've contributed 2 songs and worked with him on arrangements, and so we were in the process of doing that, and this song is one of those 2 songs.
Great.
The other song is a song called "We'll Get Together," which is also it's even more really Motown, really classic.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I
those were
had
the
the
most.
pleasure of sitting in on that session to help record it, and
You know
another great song.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Great
thanks
song.
for that. So I picked those songs because I thought those would be the most suitable out of the songs I had
Yeah.
for that project. But I'm also going to have another version for my record. We'll see how it comes out.
Okay.
You never know.
What's the vision currently? For a song that we've now heard in a sort of live loop-based arrangement, and our audience, I'm sure, will hear in the Motown live full band in one take kind of vibe with a Motown aesthetic. But
Sure.
what's your vision for a studio-produced version of this?
I've got in mind, and also having good conversations with yourself, something probably somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit tighter sounding, probably less roomy, and get a bit more of that new soul flavor
So kind
in
of,
there.
I guess the characteristics that spring to mind for me are things like, we'd record. I'm sorry, I'm presuming but if it were me producing,
Yes.
I would
very
record.
much like to happen. Yeah.
Great. I would produce you in you record your voice in the vocal booth, and we'd have probably no reverb, maybe some very very soft delay on the voice, but ultimately you want a close kind of intimate breathy. You want to kind of hear the full tone of your voice without distraction from other things.
Yeah.
And the voice and the drums would be very upfront in the mix, and everything else would kind of sit behind those. That's my sense of
Cool.
neo soul production.
Yeah.
Does that kind of fit with what you're thinking?
It does, and for me too, because I want to be a performer as a keyboard player, as a piano player as well, where it's suitable, quite lush keys.
Oh yeah,
I'm all
Always
about
lush.
lush keys.
Yeah.
And especially if all the parts are so worked out that they sit where they need to sit,
Yeah.
they can be. If it's sparsely, I enjoy, peeling off the part. Once you've made a part that's cool, and like sort of peel it off and just really keep the bare essence of what's good about it. And you can then afford to thicken it up and doesn't take too much. But yeah, those are all great thoughts. But I'm keeping it pretty open until in the process.
Let the song take its own shape as you go.
Yeah, and trust in your creativity as well.
Yeah, that's right. I think so many ideas when you're recording a song, as we had today. Coming at a song that you've been playing and tweaking for 10 years possibly. And for me,
and not played it for a lot of that time.
Just keep coming back to it, and you would have gone through numerous visions for it over the years, and then today, we spent half an hour just kind of going through it together before we hit record, and it's the first time I've heard the song today, and first and second time I've ever played it is in our recording, so there's a lot of ideas that are spontaneous and on the fly and in the feel. The drum pattern itself, you didn't really dictate that to me. I just played something that felt good, and we settled on it. So much of that arranging process happens on the fly. and you've got to be able to go with those creative tangents when they come up. And
100%.
sometimes the song can end up in a completely different place to where you thought it would be at the start.
Sure. But I mean, you captured the feel so well, I feel, that it didn't go anywhere where it took away from the song, you know, rather the opposite.
Yeah.
It really, it was sparse, but, you know, at the right places. That whole principle of, because when we started, it was busier.
Yeah,
and then we worked it down and it's funneled it down to where we needed it to be and where it needed to push, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it just was so good, and obviously clearly didn't need to dictate anything. So
cool. Yeah. Well, you know,
really
that's and that says a lot about, I guess, the teams we work with. You know, it's important to. Although I invited you here today, generally speaking, it's important when you're the artist or the songwriter to, or especially the producer, because I guess the producer is the person who makes the calls on the recording aspect. But whoever you are in the role of creating a song, it's important to choose your team wisely. You know, choose the people who understand the music or can bring a whole different set of ideas or can at least convey your ideas, you know, through their instrument the way you want them to. Yeah. And that's a very big part of it. Huge.
Yeah, cool.
So what's, aside from 2 more iterations of change, what can our viewers look forward to from Dan Wolsner in the future?
Well, no pressure. Well, I'm working towards, I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to release a full-length album in one go, or a single and EP and then another EP.
Yeah.
But
something's in the works.
It is in the works, and it's not far away.
Yeah.
Most of the material's written, and most of it's recorded, sort of thing, in terms of some of it's, you know, production ready and worthy, and other things need work. So it's a few months away.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping on having something ready and done by the first half of the year.
Excellent. All right, cool. And we'll put links below to where you can find Dan online and check out some of his other videos and songs and music, and certainly you can keep in touch with us, and we will make sure we send you all the exciting news about what Dan's up to. Until we have you in again.
Thank you, James.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Good stuff.